So I don't know where I found this, but I was tooling around. I think it was on YouTube, and I was like, Kung Fury, and I saw a trailer for it. I'm like, wow, gotta see this. So it's 2015 short film called Kung Fury. The toughest martial arts cop in Miami goes back in time to kill the worst criminal of all time, the King Fuhrer, Adolf Hitler.
This is the funnest romp.
Kung Fuhrer, sorry, Adolf Hitler.
Kung Fuhrer. This is the funnest romp, Hitler-based romp I think I've ever seen in my life.
Speaking of the 80s,
It was. Now, was it made in the 80s or was it made later to look
no, it was 2015, and the director. This is one thing that drives you crazy sometimes, is that the guy who wrote this also directed it, and he acted in it. He was doing he was doing his best Bruce Campbell impression ever.
Yeah, but that was him. He's yeah. The thing is he did have a definite vision though, right?
No, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, boy.
Did you like the opening shot where they were shooting a car in the air?
Yeah.
I was like, what a hell of a way to start a movie.
I still to this day could not get over Triceracop.
Right. Triceracop, yes.
Triceracop was the best. And the thing is I think that they left a lot of Triceracop on the table.
Yeah, he was later. Barely in there.
He was hardly even in
like
there.
Like 3 scenes, maybe.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the best scene, I don't know if this won't ruin anything, but somebody calls the police station and shoots people through the phone. That was amazing. It was like a Mel Brooks movie.
That was the best scene ever. And he drops and he dies and he drops the phone and then kills.
The phone is still there. Go.
The phone's going in circles and oh, that was the best. I mean, there was just so many things in it.
And a lot of heads being blown off, people getting cut in half. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here.
Yeah. He gets cut in half, and when he's cut in half, his tongue stays on the other half, and
right.
Just that's great.
That must have taken a while to bake that.
So. It must have, whatever, to digitally cut that out, even digitally cut that out.
Yeah, no, totally.
Work. It really was.
Well, so I would say this is probably a spoof of every type of 80s movie: romance, horror, action.
Can we
I don't even know. I mean, Hitler in it too.
I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna give you a 4.2 on this one.
I'm right there with you. And we have a short review because it was a short film.
Well, let me throw one thing out though. This is not going to be a short review.
Uh-oh. I did want to say one thing though before you get into your story, probably.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. So actually, I just want to let you know that in November 2023, they're going to come out with a Kung Fury 2, and guess who's in it? Alexandria Shipp, Michael Fassbender, and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Really? Yeah. Well, I want you to know where the music came from.
I do want to know.
Who sang?
Wasn't that Hasselhoff?
It was David Hasselhoff.
Right.
It was the Hoff. And there's several references through it.
Yes. Knight Rider.
To the Hoff, right?
Yep.
So I thought I would tell a Hoff story.
It's story time with Mick. It's story time with Mick. Story time with Mick.
Oh.
So I did a film called Ring of the Musketeers, and two of the Musketeers were David Hasselhoff. Then they had a German guy, and then they had a French guy, and then they had Cheech.
No, that's awesome.
Cheech, and I, for some reason, it was the
Cheech Marin or whatever. Is that how you say his name?
What?
Is it Cheech Marin or Cheech
Marin? Yeah, Cheech Marin. I think that's the third thing that I had done with him, and we just always got along really fun. And he was just a fun guy on set. But back to David Hasselhoff. So one day, we did like the second unit thing, which is I had all my people we were literally downtown, and there's a mall in downtown LA that is actually underneath the city itself, right? And it's in LA, and LA is constantly at this point they were trying to knock down buildings and modernize it, and so right next to our parking lot was just a dirt lot, and at the edge of the dirt lot, we shot a scene of Hasselhoff fighting fighting somebody who was using an ATM machine. Now, what we did is we always, had an ATM machine or two, just carry it with us, and so we would slap it up against the bill. And the nice thing about an ATM machine is you just, wherever you are in downtown LA, you slap it against the side of a building, and that's an ATM. And you do your scene with the ATM right there, and it's your own fake ATM. And so we're working on if we do the scene at the ATM, and I'm walking back with him back across the lot to our encampment, right, which is the next lot over, and we're walking across this dirt lot, and the tourist bus people had started to use that to dump people off, to just so that they could just cross the street and go down the escalators into the mall, right? And so this bus comes rolling up right beside us, and the doors open, and maybe it's about 20 feet away, and we're just walking along and we're talking, and all of a sudden he just puts his arm out to stop me, and he goes,
"Okay, this is going to get weird."
And I was like, what the f is he talking about, right? And I turn and I look, and there's all these German tourists.
Of course, they're German.
Purring off of this bus, right? And you could tell because they're talking in German, in Germany to each other.
And Germans love Hoff, right?
Oh my God, yes, he is. He's got all kinds of hit records. He was a rock star at the time, and I mean this was current to the time of him being a rock star there. And these people saw him standing next to me, and they came at us like a tsunami. It was like a heavy beer-based tsunami.
Wow.
Just came rushing towards us, and I'm just...
Were pretzels flying in every direction?
It's the craziest thing, and absolutely everybody is speaking German, and he was speaking German back to them, and I was like, whoa! It took me a further 20 minutes to get, to cross the line into our lot from that one. Yeah, it was the craziest thing, because that's fanatical. See, one thing about being in LA is, in LA, you expect to see people that you've seen before, right? And so that just kind of puts a little bit of a cap on the enthusiasm. And you don't want to be a dick, right? And so,
well, I mean, I would.
You don't want to act. You don't want. If you're a tourist, the last thing you want to do is act like a tourist, right?
Right.
And so, he tended to be, if not timid, at least a little bit more demure. But these Germans had not expected to see David Hasselhoff there.
Right. Just walking around.
Just walking around, and I am telling you something, man, they were insane. It was absolutely insane.
If I were you, I would have been collecting money for autographs.
That's Dave's problem, not mine.
No, I mean, like, take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, because you know me, I've always taken full advantage of every situation I was in.
No, that's an awesome story, and he was right though, wasn't he? It's gonna get weird.
He was. It was. This is gonna get. I just remember that look on his face. It was like,
this is gonna get crazy.
I'm like, yeah, okay. What the f are we talking about?
Well, it's also cool of him to like stay there.
are we talking about on a nuclear level, or I didn't even know where you're going with this, you know?
Well, it's cool of him to stay there too. Like he didn't run off.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, no, I mean, and he loved it. I mean, he was like totally into it. I was not, however.
Right. Well, yeah, that would be weird to be in a sea of people.
Just yeah, no, it was a damn strange thing, you know. It was like, oh, you know, one moment you're just walking along, just talk, because I got along with Dave really well. It was just like,
Oh, this is going to get weird.
what? Oh, you're right. It did get weird.
He's one guy that I would like to interview. Actually, he'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nick Cage, I'm finally getting around to watching Renfield, and I noticed that there's another movie called Dream Scenario. Have you seen that? It looks wild.
Dream
called,
Scenario?
Yeah,
No.
Dream Scenario. It's about this old, overweight guy who keeps appearing in other people's dreams, apparently. So I think Nick Cage might be making an upswing in his career, I think.
Oh, you think so?
I don't know.
I don't know. The last few
hopeful.
films, the last few films that he's done have been amazing. The one with Pedro Pascal.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Willy's Wonderland. I mean, those two were absolutely boss. You know, is this it?
We talked about a lot.
I know.
I think we did like 5 episodes.
I'm leaving.